person and welcome to my magical little box. Today I am doing a collab, my very first collab actually.
Wow.
And it is going to be together with Kevin's creation channel.
Kevin also has a YouTube channel where he do mostly speed paint and drawing challenges. One of my favorite things I like about Kevin's channel is that he not only draws things, he also tells information about the different creatures. It's very fascinating and sometimes quite funny.
But what kind of collab are we going to do, you may ask? Well, you see, we're going to create a character. So the thing we're going to create today is actually a character made by Kevin. We decided to describe a character with in total 10. I was just thinking about a number. 10 is the word. 10 different features of this character. And mine is 1. A satyr. Is that how you pronounce it? I know what it is, but I have never had the need to say the word out loud. Satyr. Really? Satyr. I was not right at all. Anyway, a satyr. Satyr. I need to stop saying that word. This is the thing we're dealing with. 2. Blue eyes. Did you get some inspiration, Kevin? Just asking. 3. Purple hair. 4. A robotic arm. Not the strongest side of mine. 5. Happy. Wait, I'm running out of hands here. 6. Love music. 7. Has piercings. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm unsure of that as well. Piercings. 8. Chubby. Going to be interesting as well. Not very skilled in that, which I think is a shame because it can be very, very aesthetic and pretty. 9. Loves pets. I like that. And 10. Wears a belt. Okay, so this is going to be very interesting. Not something I would design normally, but let's get into it. I'm going to draw on my iPad and I have just cleaned it from my very messy fingerprints all over it, but I mean, as soon as I touch it, it will get fingerprints on it again. So just enjoy the very clean surface before I touch it.
So here we are, drawing on my iPad together. Even though my camera did run out of battery pretty quickly, so in not too long it will switch over to my screenshot recording. Anyway, time to share my thoughts. As always, I did search on Pinterest for inspiration and I totally copied this pose from another drawing, but other than that, they are not very similar, I promise. His face did look very childish in the beginning, so I redid the face so he could look more like a grown-up, as I wanted this to be a chubby man with a big beard to match his furry legs. I did start out sketching a thin man, but I only used it as a base to later on know where to add some extra fat to make him chubby. And it ended up looking so good and so natural, and damn, I'm proud of myself. Feeling good with the pose and the body, it was time to do the robot arm, and I was feeling a bit nervous because I am not very good at doing arms or anything robot-like. I'm just too lazy to do the work it normally takes. But for some reason, this robot arm actually turned out not too bad at all. Apparently, I had a good day. I also wanted to include an animal because he likes pets, and now I think it's time to share the background story I made for him. So this satyr, God, I hate that word, was once kidnapped and brought into a big city. In this big city, he was used as an experiment to try out new technology on a living body, which is the reason why he today has this robot arm. The many hard years in the city forced him to be more and more tough and get a more tough look in order to make people leave him alone. Even so, every night he played some music to create a little happy place for himself to forget all the sadness he felt inside of him. One day he managed to escape and found his way home. Or so he thought. Because even though he did find his way back to his old home, everybody in the village was scared of him because of his different look. Being rejected by his own people hurt really bad, until one day where a little sheep ran over to him because it wanted to play. He quickly realized that the animals in the woods did not care about his tough look because all they noticed was his soft personality, and that made him very happy. So yeah, that's my little background story for this guy. When it came to the coloring, I did struggle a bit, as always. I tried to do the thing I knew had a specific color, like the purple hair, which was hard for me to match with the colors I normally use as a background on my Instagram. So you will see me switch between colors to find the right color balance. I also realized his pose made it very hard to show he was wearing a belt. But I was so in love with this pose, I just decided to go with the small hints showing he is wearing some kind of belt, where I also added a flute, right there, to show his love for music. I was actually also debating what kind of animal should approach him. I did try out a cat, but I just thought a baby goat would be so cute and adorable, and yeah, I really like baby goats. Maybe I will get my own one day. I know we have passed the scene where I sketched the goat, but I just wanted to say drawing a goat was not easy for me. They might look cute, but they are not easy to draw, especially not their eyes. At one point I made it look like a demon goat. Very late I realized I had forgot all about the piercings, and I do not think they are there yet, but I promise I add them later on in the process. I really wanted to do it like in Kevin's videos where he tells a bit about the creature, but there was so many confusing words about the satyr I almost gave up. But I decided to do it on my own simple way, so the information I'm about to give you is not very detailed and lacks information, but it covers some of the informations about them. So, here I go. A satyr was back in the days described as a male nature spirit with horse ears, tails, and sometimes legs. They were known as lovers of wine, music, dancing, and women. A satyr was apparently a very brutal creature, since it is described that they often attempt to seduce and rape mortal and unsuccessful women. I mean, how rude is that? After reading this, I thought my version was way too cute. But then I read that the satyr later on became more human and less beast, and they started to get more goat-like characteristics. Over time, the satyr have become a more and more tame and domestic figure, and now commonly appears in works of fantasy and children's books, in which they are most often referred to as a faun. Faun. Another word I'm not sure how to say. So, my version is not too bad anyway. Phew, that's a relief. I really want to thank you everybody who made it this far to the video, and I hope you stick around to the dance party. I want to thank Kevin's creation channel for this very fun collab. Don't forget to head over to his channel to see the 10 information I give him to create a character from. If you did have fun, a like is always appreciated. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a part of my creative adventures. As always, remember to stay loving and caring. And now it's time for the dance party.